Hello, and welcome to the 63K in 4 weeks presentation. If someone invited you here, do me a favor right now and in the chat, right down below your screen, I want you to put that person's name that invited you. And I also want you to reach out to that person and tell them thank you for inviting you to this presentation. You guys are about to receive some information that will literally change your life in 30 days. That's right, guys. Change your life in 30 simple little quick days. Now, we are a private community of like-minded individuals, all races, all religions, all ages, you name it. This is what we are. We are a community of individuals that love helping every single person that wants to receive that financial growth inside of their household. Now, what we need from you guys is to turn off all of your distractions. Make sure that you're paying very close attention. I also want you to grab a pen and paper because there'll be some information in here that you guys would definitely want to write down, because at the very end of this presentation, there's a Q&A session where we're going to answer all of your questions that you have. There are no wrong questions. There are no right questions. Well, there are some right questions, but there are definitely no silly questions. We want you to get the full understanding of this community, and we want you to ask all of the questions that you have, okay? But what we want to definitely ask first is, are you willing to commit 30 days to receive $63,000? Now, that's a question that you definitely have to think about. A lot of people want to receive that type of income, but they're not able to commit the time that's needed to put in. Now, what I want to tell you guys, the commitment that we ask of every single person is to make sure that you're sharing this with as many people as you possibly can. We're here to help others to receive that $63,000, and just like you guys saw, in 4 weeks. Now, the only way that those individuals can receive that type of money, you have to invite them to this presentation. So we want to make sure that you are committed. That means if you have to talk to 10 people a day, if you have to talk to 5 people a day, we want you to talk to those individuals, send them to this presentation, and let us do the rest. Okay? Now, let's talk a little bit more about what's a private community and what we are. We are a commitment circle, guys. This is an amazing opportunity that, like I said before, that can change your life in literally 4 little weeks. 4 weeks, guys. In this community, we create generational wealth only for like-minded people. This is only for like-minded people, guys. A lot of people, I know that you've probably talked to them about different communities where, you know, there's a lot of people and the money is going around and things like that. They've probably told you that it's a scam and it's a pyramid scheme and all of those things, but those are not like-minded people. We're only looking for like-minded people. Because like-minded people, what we do when we get together, we help each other to reach our goals. Reach those goals that, you know, we've gone to the bank and they will not give us a loan because of our credit or whatever the case may be. You guys join this community and we help you financially to receive $63,000 in 4 weeks. Okay, so make sure that in any person that you're talking to, if they sound like they're not a like-minded person, you do not want to talk to that person. Only people that think the way that you do, think that there are other ways out here that you can receive more money into your household other than on your job, guys, because a job, that means just over broke. And we want to make sure that every single person that joins this community, that they're able to do what they need to do with their money. We do not want people that are in here that you get in and once you get in, you start for just a few minutes and then you're right out. We want this to go on for the full entire 4 weeks because that's the only way that you can receive $63,000. Now let's talk a little bit about the history of gifting, because this is what we are. We are a gifting community. We help each other out with giving gifts to each and every person that's in here. Okay. So the gifting has really been around for a very, very long time, guys. Well over 40 years. Asian cultures, Jamaican cultures, Hispanic cultures, African cultures. If you name it, guys, every single person have been a part of a gifting community. But the good part about this gifting community is you have to be invited in. So that's why I said you want to make sure you get back to the person that invited you, and you want to tell them thank you for even giving you the opportunity to find out about how this gifting circle works. Now, it gets way more exciting a little bit later on, so you guys make sure that you stay with us the entire time and you are paying very, very, very close attention. So I know that you guys are going to receive some type of negative feedback where people that they're not like-minded, like I said before, they're going to call this a pyramid scheme. They're going to call this a money laundering. They're going to call this a scam. They're going to call this a Ponzi scheme. But guys, let me tell you what those things are, because a lot of people do not know what those things mean. Okay? A Ponzi scheme, guys, is when an investor comes to you and they say, hey, you can invest this amount of money and you really don't have to do any work, and they're supposed to give you this high return on the money that you've invested, but it never works. It never worked because it's not supposed to work. They're just pretty much getting your money to give you these high hopes of things are going to happen and all of this stuff, and tell you that you don't have to do any work. Every single thing, guys, that you receive, it doesn't matter if it's money, if it's a house, if it's a car, you had to do something to receive that. Okay, so this is definitely not a Ponzi scheme whatsoever. Also with the Ponzi scheme, there are different cash out options. Here with this community, the only cash out options that you guys have available are the payment methods that we'll talk about a little bit later on in this presentation. So definitely not a pyramid scheme. No, excuse me, guys, definitely not a Ponzi scheme. Now for a pyramid scheme, I know you guys have heard that so many times. I know that I have. I get tired of hearing about it, because those individuals that are talking about that, they have no idea what a pyramid scheme really is. Now, guys, a pyramid scheme is it really involves multi-level marketing. And with that multi-level marketing, every single level that you go up, you're supposed to receive more income, but you do not receive more, you receive less. And that person that sits all the way at the top, which in some cases is almost like your job, that's the owner. That's the owner of the business, or the whatever it is. That person sits all the way at the top, and they receive a portion of your income every single time that you make, even if it's 10 cents, they're going to receive a portion of that. Here in this community here, guys, once you are once you're in our community, you do not share your money with any single person. Every gift that you receive, that's yours. The more levels that you go up, the more money that you will receive. So this is definitely not a pyramid scheme whatsoever, okay? Also with the pyramid scheme, every single person in a pyramid scheme, they do not receive the equal outcome. Here, every single person that starts with our community, you guys are going to receive $63,000 if you do what I told you in the beginning, talking to as many people as you possibly can. Now, when I say talking to people, you can send that out through text message, through your messenger on social media, or you can create any type of little flyers that you want to give out to people. That's what I mean when I'm talking about talking to people, okay? Because I don't want that to frighten anyone away and think that you have to physically go and speak to people every single day, because you don't. Now, money laundering. This is only for residents, guys, of the United States, okay? We're not sending any money over to another country. Even if a person in another country tell you that, you can send this through PayPal, or we can use Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not an option for us here. So we're definitely not sending any funds over to a person in another country. We're not doing any type of money transfers to another country. We're not involving ourselves with any type of foreign banks that are in another country, or any type of businesses that are in another country. So this is definitely not money laundering, okay? Now, as far as a scam, this commitment circle here, Every single member, guys, they will send their gifts to another member. No one person inside of this gifting community, guys, will ever receive all of the gifts. No one will ever have to give those gifts out to every single person once all the gifts are received. So definitely not a scam. This is just a community of like-minded people that want to help each other. This is exactly what that is. Okay, so if anyone tells you anything about something negative, you don't need to do that, because those people are just going to take your money. They're not going to give you anything. You can't find anyone to get in the community. Yes, you can, guys. There are so many people that would be so grateful to receive $63,000 in just 30 days. Okay. There's so many people that do not receive $63,000 on their job. They've been on their job now for years and they still have not reached $63,000. And here you can receive $63,000 in 4 weeks. Now, are the gifting communities illegal? Now, they're definitely not illegal, because the IRS have said themselves on their website, and we'll talk about that in just a second, that if anyone gives you anything less than $15,000, you never have to pay any taxes. If you gift anyone anything less than $15,000, you never have to pay any taxes. Now, in this community, guys, you would never receive $15,000 or more from any single person. You would never receive $15,000 from one person inside of this community in the first place. And you would never have to send that to anyone. Okay? So, is it illegal? No, it's not. Also, what makes it not illegal, because inside of this gifting community, there is a very small gift that you guys would have to give to another person in order to even start the cycle. And you never have to pay any additional fees or anything like that. You do that one small gift at the very beginning, and that's all that you have to do. Like I said, we're not trying to dodge paying taxes or anything like that, okay? So these are definitely legal. The ones that tell you that they are illegal, like I said, they're not like-minded people. They're not willing to take a chance. What happens when you go out and you apply for a loan, there are more fees that are attached to that loan. So you're paying back way more than what the bank actually loaned you. So this will take the place of you trying to apply for a loan, guys. This is tax-free gifts that you will receive from the individuals that are here inside of our gifting community. Okay, now let's talk about those IRS tax laws about gifting. Now, I went to the IRS website quite a few times, and pretty much what you have to search for when you go to the IRS website is gifting taxes. As you can see right down here in the bottom, it tells you from 2018 to 2019 and 2020, the annual exclusion for gifting is $15,000. That means, in other words, because the IRS loves to use words that people just really don't understand what they mean, that means that you can gift a person $15,000, or you can receive gifts from people $15,000 or less and never have to pay any taxes. Okay, so make sure you guys check that out on your own. That's the IRS.gov, and make sure you search for gifting taxes. Okay. Now, what I want to show you guys is just a little bit of the proof that our members that are a part of this gifting community have received. And these are just a very, very small amount here. Okay, guys. So this right here is some of the gifts that actually came in to the members. And then these are a little bit more here. As you can see, the amounts, they do increase. And some of these amounts on here are some of the balances that some of these members have that's in their different payment methods that they're using. Okay, we're not here to convince you guys. We're not here to entice you to make you do anything that you feel like it's unethical for yourself, but we're simply here to help you. Is all that we are wanting to do here in this gifting community. Okay, now how do you fit into our gifting community? Well, it's really simple, guys. This opportunity to join our gifting circle, like I said, this is by invitation only. Okay, you can only get into this gifting community by invitation only, and you're already halfway through it already by finding out how this gifting community actually works. Okay. Now, this is the board that you guys will be a part of. This is the way that you are included inside of our gifting community. Now, the little names that are on the outside, once you make your commitment for that 30 days, your name will be placed on one of these spots here on the outside of the middle, which we call the core. Okay. And any of these little names out here, all of these individuals will gift in to their designated color. As you can see, we have green, purple, and blue. And we'll talk about what those colors mean here in just a second. But the blue gifts the blue, the purple gifts the purple, and the green gifts the green. We'll also talk a little bit later on about who actually gifts who and what side of the board and things like that just a little bit later on as well. Now let's go ahead and talk about these colors. Now the roles of the different colors, everyone thinks that the colors mean certain things and all of that. Like the green is the team leader. They're supposed to maintain and organize the board and spreadsheets and split the boards and have direct communication with the upper lines and help the team members with, you know, the different commitment forms. The purple, they're supposed to assist the team leader with Zoom calls and updating the circle and spreadsheets and so on and so forth. And the blue, they're the grinders. They're the ones that's supposed to extend the workload outside of the circle. But I'm here to tell you guys, every single color that's on that board, they're all there to help each other. Every single person on that board, we all have one main goal in mind, guys, and that's to help every single person that's a part of our gifting community to reach that financial freedom that they've always been looking for. I know you guys know several people that you work with in your family, just your friend of your circle of friends. All of them wish that they could find a way. Find a way, guys, so that they can bring more income into their household. Here, the gifts are phenomenal, guys. You get into this gifting community, and like I said, you will gift that one little small gift. And once you're in, guys, you are in, okay? Now, let's go ahead and talk about how you would actually join the board. Where would your name be? So this right here is one of the very first boards that I was a part of here. And as you can see right down here, you see the name Swan there. And Swan, she brought in these 2 people. And then these 2 people brought in these 4 people. Okay, so your name will go on the board according to how many people that you have that would definitely love to receive $63,000 in just short 4 weeks. Okay, so say for instance, you come in just like Swan. Swan had her 2 and her 2 had their 2. You would go in a green spot. If you come in and you only have your 2 people, your name will go here and their name will go down here on these 2 spots. Okay, so it's just that simple. So say for instance, if you come in and you quite don't have your 2 people yet, or 1 person just yet, your name will go down here in the blue spot. And then once the board splits off, and we'll talk about that in just a minute, your name will be here in the blue, but you still have to bring your 2 people in on the very next board. Okay, now we definitely encourage every single person that joins the board for you guys to bring in your 1 to 2 people as soon as possible. Pretty much what that does is that helps that board to fill out, and we can move on to help the next people. All the individuals in the middle of the board here, they're all gifted at the same time. These 7 individuals, they're gifted at the same exact time, guys. Okay, so now that we're done telling you guys where you would, fall in place on this board and who gets gifted, let's see what happened to Swan and her 7 people, or her 6 people, once that board was split off and it was created. So as you can see, here's Swan and all of her people that she brought in. They're all in the same circle here. Inside of the core is what we call it, the core. Okay. Now, Swan and her core members, they went out, and these ones in blue, they found these 2 and found those 2 and those 2 and those 2. And all they did, they just brought in their 2 people. Okay. So this is a community where we love to invite more people. We want you guys to bring in 1 to 2 people when you join the board. All right. Now, that is a requirement. You cannot join a board or you cannot join this community without inviting others to join you, because like I said, we want to help as many people as we possibly can to receive that $63,000 in 4 weeks, okay? Now, what happens when your board is filled? Now, we're talking about this board here. When this board completely filled, what happened to it? What happened? So let's talk about that. What happens to the board is every single board will split off to 8 different boards. As you can see, this is board 1, 2, all the way around to number 8. Every single time these fill up on that Sunday, the date that we gift in for the first time, and all of the gifts are received for right now, but those days can change at any given time, okay? So every single time the board fills, every one of these little and we call them pie slices, and every single time that they fill, guys, these names that are here, starting from the green all the way to the blue, their name is entered in the middle of their own board. And from there, what these individuals do, they get out there and they talk to people, and when those names are added out here, those people, they talk to people, and when these names fill, they get out there and they talk to people, and they do the exact same thing as all of you guys are doing right now, inviting more people to the presentation. That's the talking to the people that they're doing. You do not have to worry about knowing exactly how this works, but we do want you to invite those individuals to this presentation so they can get all of the information, all the details that are needed, so they can also go out and they can invite people to the presentation as well, okay? Now, how does it work if you want to sponsor your 2 people? Now, we definitely want to talk about that. We've had some people to get that kind of confused, but we definitely want to talk about that right now of how you're able to sponsor your 2 people. So let's go here to a previous screen so I can show you guys exactly how that works if you want to sponsor your 2 people. So let's take a look at this board here. Now, and we're just going to say Pansy here. And we're just going to circle Pansy's name. If Pansy wanted to sponsor her 2 people that, possibly could not have, come up with the small gifting amount that's required in order for them to join this community, Pansy, what she would do is she would bring her 2 people in, and she would put her 2 people on the same color that she's in. You know why? Because if Pansy wants to sponsor these 2 people with her first week worth of gifts that she receives, this is the only way that she's able to do that. Because like we said before, the blue gives the blue, the purple gives the purple, and the green gives the green. Okay? Now, but in order for Pansy's 2 people to be sponsored by Pansy, those 2 individuals, they also need to bring in 2 people each on this board. So let's just say that her 2 people brought 2 people in, and we'll put 1 person here. We'll just circle this, and then the other person here. What that does for your board that you're on is that helps your board. Now, if these 2 people that Pansy sponsored want to sponsor people on their board, they can very well do that once their name is here in the middle of the board. Okay? So once again, if Pansy wants to sponsor her 2 people, her 2 people has to be on the same color, because when she receives the gifts from these 8 people right here, she'll receive a gift from this person, from that person, from this person, that person, this person, and that person. And if you would notice, I didn't draw a line from these 2 because these are the 2 that Pansy is sponsoring with her first week gifts that she will receive. Okay? Now, if you don't quite understand the sponsoring, get with your team leader and they'll explain it to you a little bit more, or you can either leave your question in the chat and I will definitely address that for you guys at the very end of this presentation. Okay? Now let's go on and let's talk about how this thing works, because that's really what you guys want to know. You want to know, how are you able to receive $63,000 in 30 days? How much do I need to gift in? I am sold on $63,000 in 4 weeks. That's 30 days, guys. Let's go ahead and jump right on into that. Okay. So as you would notice here, it states day 0. That is your very first day that you would gift a very small $100. $100, guys. That's all that you have to gift in. And on your week number 1, you guys will receive $800. You will keep $300 and you will re-gift $500. Okay. Now your week number 2, you guys will receive $4,000. You're going to keep $1,500 and you will re-gift $2,500. On your week number 3, you'll receive $20,000. You're going to keep $14,000 and you will re-gift $6,000. Now week number 4, that's your last week of this cycle, you guys will receive $48,000. Okay, $48,000. Now let's go back over that because I know you're saying, how would I receive $800 and $4,000 and $20,000 and most definitely $48,000? Once you gift that $100 to one of our members inside of this circle here, on that very next week, you guys will be on your own board that looks just like this. You remember we talked about the board, okay? So your name will be here. When you gift that $100, your name will be right here in the middle inside of the core, okay? Now after that, when all of those little spots that are around the core that you guys seen just a minute ago, 8 different people will gift you because they're just starting. That's their day 0. They will gift you $800. That's $100 from 8 different people, okay? Now on week number 2, when you receive that $4,000, guys, what you will receive is $500 from the same people the previous week that gifted you their first $100 gift, okay? Because their week number 1, they'll receive $800, they will keep $300, and they're going to re-gift $500. They are re-gifting the same person that they first gifted their $100 to, and in that case, on your week number 2, that's you, where you receive $4,000. And on your week 3, you receive $20,000. Those same 8 people, they'll re-gift you $2,500, okay? They're going to re-gift you $2,500, so you're going to receive $2,500 8 times, okay? Now on your week number 4, in order for you to receive $48,000, those same 8 people, they will send you $6,000 each to give you a total for your week number 4 of $48,000. Now, the same way that the others are re-gifting you, the person that you gifted your $100 to, you would re-gift $500 to them. You're going to re-gift $25 to them. You're going to re-give $6,000 to them in order for them to receive their $63,800 in this case. Now let's look at all this together. Let's add this up. So we have $300 that we'll keep for week number 1, $1,500 that we're going to keep for week number 2, $14,000 that we'll definitely keep for week number 3, and $48,000 that we will also keep for week number 4. And that gives you guys a grand total of $63,800 all in 4 weeks. And we know 4 weeks is 30 days, guys. You cannot find that anywhere else other than inside of this private gifting community, guys. Just like I said, we're only looking for like-minded people. We're looking for the serious ones, the ones that you already know what you can do with this money. You already have things written down of what you're going to do. You have medical bills that you need to pay off. You have debt that you want to get off of your credit. You may need to purchase a new house. You may need to purchase a new car, get your house repaired, get your car repaired, save money for your kids to go to college, or just have fun. That's what's wrong with us right now. We don't have enough fun because we're going to our job every day. And number 1, we don't have time. We do not have time. In this gifting community, you are able to make that time because you don't have to work so hard at your job. Okay? And I know all of you know 2 people, 1 person, 10 people, 20 people that can afford $100 to get inside of this gifting community and receive $63,000 at the end of the 4-week cycle. Okay? Now, this is a very important question. This is a very important question. What's your why? What's the reason that you really would like to receive $63,000 in just 30 days? A lot of people don't have a why. And if you don't have a why, then you would definitely want to dig deep down into your soul, into your brain, and figure out what's your why. Why do I really want this? Is it because I really need to pay off my house? I'm almost to the point to where I'm getting evicted and I'm tired of that. I want to have some cushion in my bank account so I don't have to worry about paying bills all the time, and I can't figure out where I'm getting that money from. Do you need to purchase a new car? Do you need to, get your car fixed? Do you need to help family members? Whatever your why is, you want to make sure that you are remembering your why. Always remember your why. Because if you ever feel like that you ever want to give up on this, you want to think back to that why again. Or if you're thinking right now, well, I don't really want to put $100 into this gifting circle, think about your why. What's your why? Why is this so important to you? Okay? Always think about your why. Always. Because that's the most important thing. Is it your kids? Do you want to be able to do great things with and for your kids? Has it been a long time since you guys taken a family vacation and you just want to do something nice for you and your family? That could be your why. Because $63,000 in 30 days can definitely do that for you guys, okay? Are you guys ready? Are you ready to put your name on this board? Are you ready to gift in on our gift in day and start your journey to $63,000 in 4 weeks? If you are ready, inside of the chat, put your name down there and say, I am ready. Make sure that you guys are getting back to the person that invited you to this presentation. You want to definitely thank them for inviting you to this presentation because like I said before, this is a private community and we do not let everyone into our community. You have to be a special person to that person that invited you here to this presentation to learn all about our gifting community and how it all works. Once again, get back to that person because you don't want to go to someone else if someone invited you here. Okay? Now stick around here. We do have a Q&A session that will take place right after this presentation. If you guys have questions, we definitely have the answers. I have some of my other board members that are in the chat, and they're probably already answering your question that you've put inside of the chat, which is fantastic. That's what we do. We work together to help each other is what we do. Okay? Once again, guys, get back to the person that invited you here to this presentation. If you have questions, stick around. We're definitely getting ready to answer those questions for you guys. Thank you so much for joining us on the 63K in 4 weeks presentation about our gifting community. Thank you guys so much, and you all have a fantastic rest of your day.